Are you ever painting with watercolor and trying to get all the details right, and then all of a sudden you put a marker on your paper, there's too much water on the brush, it spreads everywhere and you get a hot mess. It's all welding together. So today in this video, I want you to be very aware as we are painting our loose florals, to breathe, to relax, because watercolor can be soothing. It can help to regulate your nervous system. It can calm down the anxiety. It can boost the mood and be a wonderful self-care technique for you. Also today, I'm excited because we are doing this painting demonstration with my watercolor brushes that are launching on Friday Live in 2 days. So get on the email list if you want to be notified, but let's go ahead and have this relaxing painting experience together. So we'll spray down our palette here. I've just refilled some colors, so some of them have not actually hardened yet, but anyway, you can still paint, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna start with a number 12 filbert, this large guy. I love them. It's a great brush to have. So wetting your brush and then grabbing whatever color you'd like to grab. I'm going to grab an orangey red here. I'm actually gonna add a little orange to it. I guess I could just do orange, but we're gonna go pretty dark with this first petal. So just, figuring out where you want to put it. I'm going to put it right here. We're going to do some swooping petals, kind of twisting, turning the brush, and that's going to give you some different shapes. I'm going to dip, swipe, dab. Look at that beautiful bloom. And then we're going to do the same thing over here, kind of swooping in, making some individual petals, now grabbing more paint and swooping in towards the middle. Very loose flower. I like those tiny little petal marks when you put it to the side. So that's something that we're going to do a little bit more as we work on all these flowers together. And then wet on wet, if you'd like to add a little bit extra, you can go grab some really dark amount of paint and just swoop in a little bit darkness right there, let it spread. Okay, so that's the first one, we've got it. And we're gonna do a few more of these large blooms. Let's see, we'll go get some yellow. And actually I'm okay with it being really soupy, so I'm not dabbing on my paper towel right now. So same type of thing, just kind of swooping in, twisting and turning that brush, getting these really swoopy petals. And you have to angle your wrist so that you can get all of these marks this way, this way, this way. That's the most awkward one, but it takes practice and it's something to work up to. So I'm a big proponent of angling your paper. If you're feeling like some of these angles are just uncomfortable, you can move your paper. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to paint from kind of try to do all directions with my wrist. We'll see how that goes. So another orangey one, but I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of pink right there and a little bit of water. You can go a little bit lighter if you want for some of these. So here we're doing that side facing. It gets a little awkward. So you can angle your paper if you want, but then you just start to swoop around, swooping like that, swooping. You've got this. It's a whole crazy practice. But look how pretty that is. She's just ready to go. So happy, loving to be alive. Today is quite a day. All right, let's go with a pink one. And I've got a beautiful bright opera rose pink that we can use. Let's try that one here. So same type of thing. You can see I'm just using one brush right now, but we're gonna switch over, don't worry. Just wanted to get the big main blooms on there first. And of course, if they touch each other and they bleed, it's great because it's watercolor and that's what watercolor likes to do. Grabbing more of this pink, wet on wet, putting in a little bit extra color. There we are. So far so good, right? Let's go ahead and get some of this color here. This pink is a little bit different. And we'll just do one facing down this way. So going up with your petal, with your brush, and swooping around, swooping. And what's nice is, let's see, twisting it to the side. What's nice is you can do 2 petal strokes together to create one thicker petal. All right, so this is really testing my patience with myself by doing it upside down. I typically like to do from the top down with the petals, but then when I go this way, it's a little bit more challenging, but we're getting it. It's all good. It's not impossible. I love that color. Just bright and brilliant. We're using it in its full value. The brightness is lovely. All right. I think I want to add maybe something down here too, but let's keep going. So we're going to go with alizarin crimson, a nice pinky red color. So let's grab some of that. And I think I want to darken it just a little bit. So I like to start with those large focal florals, and once we have those down, I'm going to add in some of this kind of navy color. Once we have those down, then we can start putting in with the smaller brushes some other things. I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna angle it. Why not? All right, so now we're doing another petal right here, another flower. Swoopy, swoopy, swoopy. My stomach is making noises. Look at her, she's gorgeous. I don't think I need to do anything else to that one. Beautiful, really bright, or dark, but it's still that brightness. I'm gonna put another one here, but just something small in the corner. Just a smaller version. Boop. So do you see what I mean when I say swooping? We're not doing these straight lines, we're curving them and swooping them off. Okay, where they need to be. So for the next one, let's go lighter. There's some brown here, there's some yellow. Just grab a little bit of a kind of whatever color is coming out of there. Anything works. We'll put one right here. Yes, we can do tan. Tan flowers are okay too. It's okay, you can do that. Sometimes it's a hard thing to like figure out, can we do this? Can we not? Are we allowed to do certain things? Yes, you are. Don't you worry. You can use your creativity, let your creative juices flow, and just have a lot of fun. That's the whole point of art, right? The whole point is to have fun. So now we can do some more swoopinesses here. This is a great practice for the muscle memory, for your dexterity as well. So a little bit of yellow for a tiny one right here. Boop. Okay, so by now it's probably starting to feel a bit more easy doing these things, doing these marks. So that's the number 12 filbert. And within the next part, we're going to be doing some leaves, some greenery, foliage, all that fun stuff. I'm going to take my number 6 round next. Oops, I shouldn't miss the jar. And grab some greens. So whatever greens you want to use. I have a sap green that's pretty common for me to use. I'm going to just swirl around and grab that. And I'm going to start putting in those stems that arc and move throughout this painting. So little stems, just connecting everybody together. Just this mass of watercolor florals just hanging out and just chilling. And we're actually going to allow some of those stems to poke out. So I'm going to put some of those stems down here, just poking through. If you want to, you don't have to. But I'm just doing that today. And so I'm gonna let that be. That is that classic brush that you do a lot of stuff with it. We've got this beautiful number 1 quill, which is also really great for leaves. So I'm gonna grab some different green colors here. This one is pretty soupy, so it's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm gonna grab it, maybe a nice transparent version, and just start to put in my C-curve shapes. So this is my classic go-to brush, as well as the number 6. Gets the job done, all the things you want to do. Not the fancy brushes, more like the working brushes, the worker brushes. Like they do all that hard work. And then there's the other brushes that are fancy that are a bonus to do the rounded petals and that kind of thing. But these are the ones that this one and the other are the ones that I use a lot for many different things. So you can do some round petals here. You can just kind of do this little circle shape. Then grabbing different greens. So this green gold is beautiful too. Put in a nice classic C-curve shape. Now, of course, on this channel, I do talk a lot about self-care, taking care of yourself, taking some breaths. So if you're feeling nervous ever during this painting, please take a deep breath. Please remind yourself that you are having a fun time. This is a good, fun project. There shouldn't be any stress involved. Let's do a little stem. If there is any stress, you know, with any art, whether it's this piece or we can do some little grassy-like things, in this art or any other art, if you feel stressed out, you can just walk away. You can take a break. You can come back later when you're feeling up to it. So with this quill, as things are dry, I'm also going to put in a little bit of some darker marks. So in some of these. So this is a good one that gives a lot of coverage. I'm going to go a bit darker. So dab. And then some little marks here too, just to create a little bit of extra shadow. And let's go over here. A little extra shadow, so now there's some pizzazz with this. It's not just that flat flower. And for this one, I'm going to leave it. I actually like it really light. And then the yellow is dry, so I'm going to do that with the yellow too. Just some long strokes. You could use the filbert there if you wanted to. I'm grabbing a little bit of orange, dabbing it so I don't put a puddle. And then they can just kind of meet in the middle. So just really light. For the pink also, we can get some more concentrated color, dabbing the brush, taking off the petal, and then if I use the side of the brush, it gives me more of those rounded shapes, which I do love. And then a little bit here too. So just kind of figuring out what works for you, what you're wanting to accomplish. All right, how are you feeling? Just keep checking in with yourself. How are things going? We're gonna actually use the 6 filbert now for some other types of leaves. I love using the filberts because you can just literally press with this belly and create these beautiful leaves that we can add stems to. And they're just effortless. Just kind of stagger them, and we'll do those stems later. You can also use the filbert, of course, for some really tiny florals that have rounded petals. So it's just great fun, the things that you can do. And it's all about experimenting. So if you want to, you can put some leaves in between some of these flowers too, just for your eyes to fill in some of those details, but you don't have to. I like to have a full bouquet, for me personally. There we go. And if you want to add in some small flowers, you can do that with the filbert. Filbert's great for that. So a little filbert here. Tiny little floral shapes that we don't necessarily have to define them, just adding them in, but we don't necessarily have to add some shadows over the top, just kind of playing around with the brush. Really loose. And then we've got the dagger brush, which it does a lot of great things. I really love it for leaves as well. And let me see. I'll just grab my sap green, kind of mixing in with everything here. Maybe a little bit of this one to darken up the value. We can darken it with some navy also to give more of a high contrast. And for this one, I love it because you can just cut into, the paper is what it feels like with these beautiful lines. Create some ferns and some fillers. And over here too. I love that artsy look to that. But then also, let's see, we'll add, and you can also do your own kind of versions of these leaves. And creating a bit of an angular look, a little bit different than that. And just having so much fun. And so no matter what brush you decide to use, you know, these brushes have all kinds of different uses. I'm actually going to rescue this because this one is running away. It happens sometimes. So I've cleaned my brush, I've dabbed it, and I'm literally going to just start picking up some of this color. Cleaning my brush. I like to just make sure it hits the bottom. It's helping to clean the brush too, dabbing it, and then lifting color. If it's getting all crazy like that, you can lift the color. I don't like the bloom that it's making, so I'm just gonna remove some of that, and I actually like what it looks like now. So just because you put paint down does not mean it's the end. That's it. There's nothing else that you can do. You can always make some changes. I am going to put in a middle here, so I'm going to use the number 6 round for that. And we'll just go with a dark color for now. And it might spread a bit because things are still wet, but I'm okay with that. It is watercolor and it's what it does. So last but not least, just a little bit of splatter, just to create a little bit of whimsy for our watercolor painting. All right, friends, was it relaxing to paint the watercolor florals, to think about that self-care piece? I hope it was. So often we use our self-care in a rushed way. We're not actually feeling relaxed. We're actually feeling pretty stressed out. And so I encourage you to breathe, to try to take some space for you and know that mistakes happen. It's okay if you make mistakes. The whole point is to learn in the process, but also being able to relax and enjoy. Today I demonstrated my watercolor brushes to you and we did the painting demo, and I hope that we had a good time. If you want to be notified, the link is down below. We're launching in 2 days. I'm really excited. And if you're not sure what to watch next, then watch this video where I did the unboxing and reveal of the brushes and I demonstrated exactly what kind of marks each brush makes.